I'm going to change the spark plugs, the plug leads, the distributor cap, the rotor inside there. I've also got a new coil, which I think basically goes onto the end here. Yeah, so I'm going to have to obviously plan this properly, make sure everything goes back in exactly the same place it is now. So yeah, I've taken a picture already of the layout as it is, and I'm seeing there that number 1 spark plug comes and fits into the top there. Alright, so I'll deal with it first. So I've got 4 HT leads, and the longest one, which is that one, will obviously go into port number 1. It's not absolutely necessary to label the HT leads, but I have done anyway. Also mark the top of the distributor cap there to make sure that obviously I don't get it twisted or put it on the opposite way of what it should be. But anyway, it'll help when I come to rebuild the new setup. So that's the new setup. There, the longest lead there corresponds to cylinder 1, and the shortest one obviously corresponds to cylinder 4. Set it up exactly the same way as we've got there. So I'll proceed to remove the distributor cap on here, which is basically 2 clips, one at there, one at the bottom. The bottom one's a little bit awkward, but with the screwdriver it's possible to get to it. I'll remove that and start putting in the new one. Easy enough. A lot of rubbish underneath there. Let's have a look. I've got a new rotor as well. Let me see how easy that is to take off. So, very easy. But I want to make sure it goes back in the right place. Yeah, there seems to be a notch there, and that fits into a plastic bit at the bottom, so I'll make sure that goes back in the right place. I'll clean that up a bit as well there. It looks a bit corroded, so let me do that too. So I've cleaned the end of the rotor there with WD-40 and sanded it down a bit. Should give me a reasonable electrical connection now. I'll put the new one on. So put the plastic dust cover over there, that yellow thing. Yeah, put it in place. Rotor's on. Now the new distributor cap and leads. So all spark plugs and plug leads have been replaced. Distributor cap and rotor been replaced. In fact, I could remove that piece of paper now. Doesn't do any good. I've double checked everything that all the leads run to the right cylinders and that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess the next thing now is to start putting the engine back in the car, engine gearbox, put them back in the car. So, and yeah, there's a couple of fears I've got putting the engine back in the car. The first thing is obviously getting the not doing any damage, but also getting the drive shaft in place. I don't know how difficult that's going to be, but I'll phone my neighbour anyway and see if he wants to come round and help me do just that.